Are we?
We are. We've done it.
Oh my god.
We have done it. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome in to tonight's stream. We are tackling session 0 of what I believe Misfortune, our game master, has dubbed Food Fight. Food Fight. This should be a lot of fun. I'm going to relinquish the reins of the stream over to Misfortune and crew. But before I do so, I've got to say, Kika, you're killing it. You look splendid. I'm let down with myself that I couldn't come up with something on the fly, but well done, well done. So, Misfortune, the floor is yours. Why don't you tell everybody what we're doing tonight?
Well, we're totally going to screw around. We're going to do nothing, but somehow we're going to have fun throughout the whole thing. I'm just kidding. What is up, guys? I am Misfortune. I am a person with a weird name. I just roll with it. Hey! I wrote a silly script here. I just got it prepared, and I'm like... So, hi everybody, I am Misfortune. I will be GMing our fun little food fight tonight of Shadowrun 5th edition. So, just to give everybody some idea of what we're going to expect here tonight, aside from crazy, wild, good times from all these lovely people. We're going to be getting into a vertical slice of Shadowrun at its finest. But before that, I want to give you a little background to myself. What am I doing here? Why am I here? Who the heck am I? I'm nobody. I'm really nobody, but I guess I'm somebody. I've been running this game since about February 2017, give or take. And I am a wannabe writer and aspiring video game designer. Wannabe. Very important distinction. And this is going to be my first ever Twitch appearance, because apparently Bub needed a Shadowrun GM, so he drove past me on a street corner somewhere, and in classic Shadowrun extraction style, he threw a bag over my head, threw me in the back of a van to get roughed up and soaked in crude oil or something or other, and other foul smells, taken to a dark room. I got beaten up. He patched me up with his finger-wavy magic spells of Dungeons & Dragons fame, or whatever the heck they do there. And then I was beaten up some more, and now I'm here under brainwashing, and am hypnotically suggested to tell you that I love bubblegum, drop tennis shoes, and stroll the rosy meadows in the summer.
Perfect.
Please help me.
Perfect. Misfortune will be our game master tonight, and alongside we have chosen a crew, I believe, of what I think is going to be a far more than exceptional crew. You guys know me. You're here on my channel. I'm Bub, and I'm unimportant. But we can go down the line and let's talk about all these other lovely casters. We'll start with Miss Myth, a.k.a. 4. Hi, 4. Tell us about you.
All about me? Well, I don't know. I have to... Oh, God. Oh, no. I have to hold the B button down to speak on the sound, and it's typing B's endlessly. Hello! I am 4, and I am going to be a wonderful orc, socialite, and
Troll.
the troll. Is it? No, it's or is it troll?
It is a troll.
It is a troll. Okay, so yes, I shall be the troll face, Miss Myth. But otherwise, I am just a fancy fella with a penchant for mouse guard. But I am delving into a very different genre right now. So no mice today. Only dark neon lights in my streets.
Oh, maybe we can cross this over. Have a Neon Knights of Mouse Guard.
Of course.
Oh,
So many cool ideas. All right, that's 4. You guys can find him all over the internet as On the Forefront, but around here we call him 4. Then we have Koi Dog, who is played by Kika. Kika, tell us a bit about you.
Hey, I'm Kika. I'm gonna play Koi Dog, who is the magical arm of our crew. You can't really find me on my own channel that much nowadays because I'm very busy with my pre-med program, but I am on a lot of other channels playing a lot of different games. I too have played quite a bit of Mouse Guard. I even got the original author of the comics to sign my
Oh, I'm
AD&D
jealous.
DM's guide.
That's so cool.
First edition. Yeah, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was 12, and been branching out into a lot of other games lately, and I love playing. So, sooner we can start, the better.
Perfect. Next we have Gentry, played by Speedy, aka Not So Speedruns. Tell us about you, brother.
Hi, I'm Speedy. You can usually find me all over the internet as Not So Speedruns, where I usually play a bunch of different games, but I'm always down for some RP. You can always catch me on Thursday nights playing our City of Mist campaign, 6 and 20, which is a hell of a lot of fun, DM'd by the wonderful Video Store Cowboy. Besides that, tonight I will be playing as Gentry, who is a human. He's earned his chaps, or whatever the phrase might be, in the urban brawl, where he's seen a good bit of bloodshed, some rough and tumble life, but his true skills lie in the Matrix, where he's an expert decker and hacker, capable of getting around systems and programs that most people would struggle with. And that's who he is.
Very cool. I'm stoked to see what Misfortune has in store for that. And last but not least, we have Hardpoint, as played by LZT. LZT, tell us a bit more about you, brother.
Hi, I'm Lima Zulu Tango, or LZT for short. I am very tired because it's currently 1:37 a.m., but I don't give a shit because I get to play Shadowrun, so I'm game. I'm going to be playing Hardpoint, the dwarf rigger who can drive anything, and if you can drive it, you can fly it. I am kind of a drone-focused dwarf with a weird
Have fun at the Stubble Shack.
Corporation, weird corporation like loyalties that I shouldn't have, and I'm gonna be taking care of machinery.
Very cool.
You find me everywhere at
Dope.
Lima Zulu Tango because no one took that name. I don't know why.
Well, I was there for the grabbing there, Lima.
Well, Misfortune, the floor is back to you. How do we start this nonsense tonight, this RP?
Well, to be fair, before we start this nonsense proper, I think it should be fair we give a little Shadowrun background, what the game even is. It's only fair, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, I have a little thing right here, right now. It's going to happen. Bada boom. Okay, so what is Shadowrun? This is a cyberpunk futuristic fantasy RPG, originally published by FASA in 1989. And it would soon go on to trade hands with WizKids and Tops, and finally end up with Catalyst Game Labs. And is famous for being a super dense game with its fluff and with its crunch. Though Rogue Trader, it is not. And that's funny because I've never played Rogue Trader, but who's counting? So, since release, there's been 5 major editions and a prequel spin-off game called Earthdawn, set in the Fourth World. More on that in a minute. And plenty of board, card, and several top-notch video games to boot, including a very excellent SNES game, Genesis game, weird online team shooter on the Xbox 360, Shadowrun Online, and the amazing Harebrained Schemes trilogy on Steam that was kickstarted to the stars twice. So, how else do we really describe Shadowrun? It's Lord of the Rings crossed with Blade Runner. So, it starts with like an alternate history that began back in like the 1980s and split off from there. So, George H.W. Bush was president. That did happen.
Okay.
And we would soon go off to the Awakening in 2011 when Fifth World ended and magic suddenly came back in this spectacular fashion where Mount Fuji blew up, a dragon flew out of it, flew past a train, and scared the crap out of everybody. Elves and dwarves were born, and then several years later, people started growing horns and tusks. It was like mutant crazy town. And it was just absolute madness from that point on, going into the later years. Megacorps took over the world. There are the Big Ten that rule everything. They have more power than the governments, because, of course. And
That doesn't sound so fictional.
Oh yeah, it doesn't sound so fictional at all. And then, of course, there's a digital world that came out of this nonsense called the Matrix,
Never heard
which
of it.
automatically wins points. So, the world well and truly got fragged up over the next 57 years. So, the current timeline I play this game is in 2075, when 5th edition started. Essentially, every edition takes place within certain time periods. The first edition started in 2050, and has since gone on from there. But that is the super general world in a nutshell. That's without all the crazy dreck that went down, including AIs taking over arcologies and killing thousands of people, Chicago getting infested by evil bug spirits, and then getting blown to Kingdom Come, killing thousands of people, 2 Matrix crashes that also killed hundreds of thousands of people. There was the vampiric virus, there was a Vitas virus that killed millions of people, and there was a war between Amazonia, which is a rebranded South America, and Azatlan, which is a rebranded Mexico. Real food is scarce, making soy food, soy drinks, soy steaks, soy burgers, soy salads, and of course soy calves, the primary go-to edible. And racism is still stronger than ever. Now that there are not just trolls, elves, and orcs, but there's also centaurs, satyrs, pixies, minotaurs, shapeshifters, changelings, vampires, yetis, sasquatches. And everyone's least favorite, literal fire-breathing, towering, magical, money-hungry, talking dragons. Who are now corporate overlords in the 6th world, which is what we call it now. In other words, not much worse than it is now. Yeah, am I keeping score here? And it was so crazy in the 6th world that one of those dragons got inaugurated as president. And he kind of died 10 hours later and opened an awful hell portal where spirits and other nasty things crept out when he blew up. So it was a fun time. Fun time for everybody. So because of all this awfulness, there came a need for deniable, hireable, expendable assets. People who would kill for money, who would kidnap for money, known as Nuyen in this world, blow Drek up for Nuyen, steal stuff for Nuyen, and do other equally stupid, sneaky, bombastic things. These mercenaries for hire would become known as Shadowrunners. They fight for money, they fight for love, they fight for rent, they fight for survival. They fight to stick it to the man, and others do it just because they don't care. These will be our players. And yeah, Bub definitely brought together an incredible band of go-to gangers, razor guys, a whiz girl over there in her rockin' outfit, and all the chill havoc a group like this could possibly muster. So, since we went ahead and introduced everybody and we got their characters out of the way, and all the fluff, let's get into the crunch, shall we?
Yes. Hit me with it.
So the crunchy bits. How do you play Shadowrun? So, see, Shadowrun, you don't use these silly D20s. You don't use these D8s. You don't use D12s, D4s, or none of that silly nonsense. You only use D6s. These are the only dice that matter. In fact, I keep with me, just in case, this stack of 36 dice. This is not enough dice. This is never enough dice, okay? You need to get more dice than this. You need to get 3 of these. But all of Shadowrun consists of D6s, and you put them together to make dice pools. And essentially, you throw these dice, and you're trying to get 5s and 6s, called hits in the game.
Okay.
So, the more hits you get, the more you win, basically. So...
D4s never get the love they deserve.
Never.
No, they will never, ever get the love they
D4
deserve.
would be utterly useless in this game. You'd never hit anything.
It absolutely would be. So, there's 3 major kinds of ways you can do tests in the game, and I'm going to do a little thing over here to demonstrate. I'm so impressed with myself. I have mastered the Roll20 food.
Very good.
Very good. So, there's 3 main kinds of tests that one can do in Shadowrun. One of the most common ones is threshold tests. So, in this one, you get an attribute plus some generic skill, and you're trying to hit some threshold limited by something. So, this is basically... Go away. Text tool, why do you betray me? So this is a threshold test. You're just trying to hit X amount of hits, you win. And the more excess hits you get, the more amazing you are. Isn't that great? You get to be more amazing. Everyone gets to be more amazing. Until you die. That always happens.
Hopefully
Then,
not.
of
Hopefully not.
maybe not. Who knows? So then, when of course you got to roll against me because nobody likes me. I'm the GM. Nobody likes GMs. We don't
Sure.
get any love. Why don't you guys love us? Come on.
We just make everything
Because you keep
difficult, I
trying to
think.
kill us.
Pretty much.
I just enjoy being on this side of the table for once.
Because you
feel
killed the dragon president before I could kiss him.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, man. My body is ready.
So beyond that, we got the opposed test. Essentially, your dice versus my dice. Most dice wins. Pretty simple, right? Classic. And the last of all, there is the extended tests, which are a little more fickle. So if I did so that is an example of a extended test, because you're trying to keep rolling repeated dice. Roll dice, take a die away. Roll dice, take a die away until you get a certain amount of hits, or you choose to stop. Or if the GM decides to stop you and not let you get a terrible, horrible glitch. This would not be a role-playing game without some sort of critical fail state, now would it? So, to completely and totally destroy yourself in this game, when you throw dice, your big dice pool, if more than half of your dice are ones, you get something called a glitch, which is a soft critical fail. Like, you just kind of tumble over yourself, you smack your head into some sort of door. Not too bad. It could be worse. It could be way worse, all things considered. But the real meat and potatoes of the game is getting a critical glitch. To get a critical glitch, more than half of your dice have to be ones, and you have to have no hits scored. And then terrible, awful things happen to you, and it makes me super deeply happy inside.
So it becomes more of a shadow trip than a shadow run.
It definitely becomes a lot of tripping and less running.
I'm leaving.
Can you spell severe dump shock?
Oh yeah, Dump Shock's always great too. More on that later. So now you kind of know you need a bunch of dice. How do you get these dice together? How do you pull this all? So I wasn't sure how to elegantly pop this up, but buttons. I have one magical button. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it right here. So Bub, if you could have the honors of showing us a character sheet.
Sure, I can do that.
Hey, good sport. I like good sports. Makes
Got it,
a
boss.
great game. We're gonna die later.
There it is. I'm on it.
Okay, so how do we read this dadgum thing and make it turn into dice and make it turn into dead people? Well, you start with the attributes, and this is the, your physical capabilities, your amazing body, because you have those. You are beautiful people, and you get body, you get agility, you get reaction, and how these are generally broken down. Real quick, body determines your physical health. More on that later. Agility is the act of doing things. Reaction is reaction. That's how good your reaction is. Strength, also self-explanatory. Willpower affects your stun track, which, because you can get knocked out in this game. It's hilarious every time it happens. Logic is how dadgum super smart and special you are, Gentry. And then intuition is how well you're able to kind of piece together clues and solve things, notice things, stuff like that. Instincts. And charisma, like, it's something I don't have, so clearly it must be important. But those cover the attributes. And then if you scroll a little further down, Bub, we
Got it.
have something called active skills.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm there, boss.
This is the stuff you're so darn good at doing. This is the shooty bits, the talky bits, the looking at things bits, the sneaky bits, the spell casting and hacking bits. Any stuff you're good at.
So inevitably, not all of us are going to have the same active skills, right? It's going to be different based on our classes, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Hackerman over there is going to have a bunch of hacky-related stuff compared to you, Mr. Beat Everything within an inch of their lives. Sledge. But essentially, you're going to take the skill, which is listed in the base column, and you're going to add the attribute that's associated with it. For most active doing things, that's agility. So you might notice you have blades or pistols or automatics next to the attribute that says agility. You'll take the skill number plus the attribute number, and you get your dice pool, which is listed on the green buttons on the right. Now you'll notice a roll column and a specialized column, which means if you're super duper good at that particular thing, and in Sledge's case, I think he's super duper good at one or two things.
Pretty good at a couple of things, I think.
Right, you're very physically intimidating, so if you ever perform physical intimidation on somebody, instead of rolling that 5, you'll get to roll that 7 instead. It's super cool.
So is there any way to immediately tell if I am specialized in a particular, like, are all of my active skills specialized, or?
Negative. You'll have to choose that in character creation, but I did notate that with the thing in parentheses +2.
All right, so in this case, it's etiquette, intimidation, and sneaking. I have etiquette?
Yeah, because, you know, you're
boy.
good, you got good street smarts. You're a street smart orc, man. You are just so street smart. It's amazing.
Ooh, and I'm not like my character at all. This is going to be hot.
It's going to be fantastic. Just you wait.
You
But
just have to put yourself in the mindset, Bob.
But more on the fun. See, guys, I know you've always, deep down, you wanted to take a rusty razor over to a, like, 5-story dragon, and you want to just cut its head off with this rusty razor. And, you know, if this were a very unrealistic game, then sure, why not? You just roll well enough, you could cut a dragon's head off. Okay. But not in this game, not in 5th edition. That's why there's something called limits. The idea of limits is it's your physical limitations. It's how well you are at chopping heads off of things, how well you are at thinking things, or talking to people. So, people have natural limits listed in their character sheets, so Bub, you can actually scroll up a bit toward your attributes. You'll notice your own physical, mental, and social limits.
Yes, I do. I don't.
And
Where's that at?
toward attributes.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Yes, I do.
So, Bub, let's pretend for a minute you have 50 dice, okay? And you just throw 50 dice, and somehow you get 20 hits, okay? You're just amazing at this game somehow.
All right.
But because you're only so mortal and metahuman, only 10 of those hits count.
Okay.
Thus the 10 on the physical limit. So only 10 of those 20 hits will count toward the test. And every aspect of the game has some sort of limit to it. For example, Kika, she's going to cast a magic spell. She has a form of a limit called Force. More on that later, but it determines how powerful her spell can be based on how powerful she chooses to make it. And then over on, say, Lima, who is going to be the Madhouse rigger flying drones in, his drones are only so smart and so capable, so a tiny little fly spy about yay big, something like that, about a pixel big, probably bigger than that. It can only maneuver and fly so well, and if you tried to smash into somebody's head, it probably wouldn't do that much damage. That would be kind of funny if it happened, but no, that wouldn't be the case. So, something in this game when you do a roll is governed by limits. Sounds inconvenient, right? It's kind of lame and just sort of reduces your badass capabilities. So, let me tell you about something super duper neat in Shadowrun. You guys want to learn about something super duper neat?
Hit me with it.
Anyone?